Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday sit-down time. We got KTGR's Andy Humphrey in the house for Sunday sit-down tonight. Andy, it's kind of the hectic time of year. How you feeling before everything kind of starts here this week?
Hey, it's all right. It's one most wonderful time of the year for most of us. It gets back to be football season, so I got in my last round of golf this weekend for quite a while and just gearing up for it.
Hot weekend for golf, going to be a hot weekend for high school football.
It was only 9 holes. I should clarify this time around. It was a little too hot for 18.
I was going to say, it's some bravery. Well, the Mizzou football team did manage to finish up fall camp before it got too hot, at least this weekend. You know, obviously the big news last night is that Brady Cook, Sam Horn, expected to both see them in the opener. What are your thoughts on that? Did you kind of think these are the two, obviously, that it would be dwindled down to?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it seemed like those two were maybe the favorites, if you could put two favorites on it. And it wasn't really anything against Jake Garcia. It's just that we don't know as much about him. And so the fact that Brady and Sam have both been in this system before, Sam getting that first chance to play in the spring, getting more up to speed with what the offense is like, I think it's pretty expected, and I think it's also expected that they both get a pretty decent chance to play, or at least what we expect in that first game. And I would even maybe venture to say they get a chance for the second game, because those are two opponents that are probably on the same level. You get as much of an opportunity maybe to see what those two guys have, and if you have any other starter positions that you're trying to determine, then that can be sorted out in those games too.
Obviously, Brady Cook coming in as the incumbent in this competition here. You know, how much do you think it would take for Sam Horn to kind of pass him up? Obviously expecting to see Brady get those first snaps maybe out of the gates, but what would it take, you think, for Sam to maybe pass him up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, Eli Drinkwitz has talked about decision making, and that does have to improve, I think. That may have been a criticism at times for Brady Cook last year. So if you have a guy that can make those decisions a little bit more quickly, more efficiently, that's the key, is that you have some good weapons at your disposal. The offensive line seems to be a little bit deeper this year. Eli Drinkwitz has really liked what he's seen from that group as they try to figure out those position battles too. So I don't think the quarterback has to go in and absolutely be a star. You've got some weapons to deal with at your disposal around you, like Luther Burden, like this everyone else in that wide receiver room that we've talked about all offseason. So it's not that those guys have to be above their potential or whatever it is. Like, go out, be smart, be comfortable, and essentially just run the offense the way that it's designed to run.
Well, no matter who the quarterback was, the offensive line was definitely a big point of emphasis, maybe a bit overlooked coming into this offseason in the midst of that quarterback battle. You know, what improvements do you feel like you've seen? Obviously, Connor Tollison learned that he earned that spot at center, but it seems like you kind of touched on a lot more depth this year under Brandon Jones.
Yeah, it seems that way, and transfers will help with that. You know, Cameron Johnson coming in and just giving a little bit more flexibility, because I'm sure Mizzou would have loved to see Connor Tollison take that job, and it seems that he has, and has made those improvements enough to show that he can hang on to that, because we thought maybe there would be some more competition there than we expected. But you know, Connor Tollison making those types of strides to hang on to that spot is a big thing for Mizzou. That way they can use some of those other pieces that they brought in some different situations. Armand Membu has been talked about a lot after contributing last year. Now in his sophomore year, getting a chance, looks like maybe at the tackle spot that we'll see him at first. So it just seems like not only a deeper room, but part of that depth is the fact that you can put guys at multiple spots and not necessarily lose a beat.
Well, it's very interesting. It's very rare, I feel like, that you lose your best wide receiver, and it's still one of the best rooms on your team. You know, Dominic Lovett going to Georgia, still got a lot of talent in that room, though. You know, Mookie Cooper, Luther Burden, Mekhi Miller coming back. What are your overall thoughts on that room? Seems like a lot of depth there.
Well, it's a lot of excitement, like, because you mentioned some of those names, and all the last couple of years, you know, Mizzou fans have talked about, I'm really excited to see what Luther Burden, Mookie Cooper, some of these names of like 4- or 5-star recruits coming in to choose Mizzou and play for. I think now you're seeing a culmination of this room embodying that, and at least embodying the talent that we could expect. But now we have to see the results. We have to see these guys go out there and put together the consistency. Some of that is on the quarterback. It is their job to get them the football, but I think this room has a whole lot of opportunities, and even some of the transfers that bring in. I think Theo Weiss is going to make a huge impact on what this room could look like. It allows Luther Burden to go into that slot position where Dominic Lovett was, and maybe take on that role, so we could see big steps from him. And so then that production has to be made up from what essentially Luther Burden was last year for the 2022 Tigers. So who steps up, we'll have to see, but there are a whole lot of options, and again, as a coaching staff, that's a good problem to have.
Well, shifting gears a little bit here to high school, it's going to be here in just a few days. Friday night is week 1. Talk about a program that had a lot of success last year at Rockbridge. I feel like really turning things around with Matt Perkins. What's your take on them coming into this year? Obviously got some talent at the quarterback position too.
Well, yeah, for sure. And when you have a quarterback that solves a lot of your problems as a coach, so Matt Perkins being a good offensive mind and also having some good weapons to work with. But it's not just the quarterback.
Right.
It's about the offensive line too, how they play. It's about what's around the quarterback. Dre Seaman, after the year that he had last year, could expect another step forward from him too. So just came short of that district championship last year. You always wonder what the draw can look like for your district, but I'm sure that's what their goal is at the moment, because they knew how close they were just a season ago. And yeah, when you have a quarterback like Sam Kaiser, who's coming into his senior year, he obviously wants to put that on his mantle too. So Rockbridge is going to be a very fun team to watch, very fun offense to watch. And when they get those tests against some of those St. Louis and Kansas City schools, like we'll see throughout the year, I'm interested to see how they hold up in those.
Well, Hickman, watching that jamboree just on Friday, they've got some dudes. Carter Holliday looked pretty good, I would say, in his kind of debut, I guess you could call it, in that jamboree, and of his next season here. What is your take on Hickman and what they're bringing in this year?
Yeah, I mean, you can see at the quarterback spot that they have a guy that they like, and I think it's about, getting him comfortable, making sure that the guys around him are doing their roles. And again, Hickman's a team that just seems to be really close to getting off the ground. They've been competitive in some of these games, just haven't been able to hold up for a full 60 minutes. So I'm interested to see how Cedric Alvis rallies that group this year, rallies that defense. And again, when you have a quarterback like Carter Holliday, it does solve a lot of your problems at times. And so we'll see if he ends up getting a little bit more consistency behind him and what Hickman can do this year.
Talk about a team that's had a whirlwind of the last few weeks. The Battle Spartans definitely coming in, with a lot to prove this season as well. Matthew Herman taking over his old stomping grounds here, feels like a guy that really is comfortable in this program.
Well, yeah, and he came up with them when they were first conceived as a program and helped them to that state title, of course, in 2014. It made sense, and as a matter of fact, when you're talking about a program that loses its head coach as close to the season as they did, you can't think of a better scenario of bringing in a guy that has been with this program for so long and then ends up coming back from his previous coaching stint in Hawaii, to instill that program right away, to have that camaraderie right away, a local Columbia guy that knows the scene. And then he gets a chance to work with a team that might have a little bit of turnover, have to figure out the quarterback a little bit with Justin Goolsby graduating, but that Battle's going to have a bunch of ultra talented kids that are hungry to compete, and so that's half the battle right there. You're going to be in some ball games if you have a group like that. So I think Battle's a team to watch too.
Battle, Hickman going to be on the road to start the season. We're going to be at Rockbridge though. Going to be a fun Friday night, a hot Friday night. So stay cool.
Get the sunscreen.
Right. Well, I appreciate you making some time tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. For the rest of you guys, we'll be right back after the break.